How you guys doing? It's 514 Mystic from BookieBullies.com, and this is breaking down the books. Coming off of a day where we went just about 50%, had a few losses, but every other loss there was a win. Um, so Tampa Bay ended up going way over, so that was a pretty good. If you guys caught me last night, I made a small video telling you guys the parlay that I was gonna make for the night, and you guys were free to say to follow, and it hit. So those three picks were Jonas Valanciunas on the Memphis Grizzlies over 10.5 rebounds. We had the Tampa Bay versus the Golden Knights over 5.5, so I bought down on the hook and took the over 5.5, and got the Houston Rockets in the NBA to cover the 10.5 spreads, which were two of 11 picks that was on the show. So if you guys watch, you cash. If you followed, you cashed. If you didn't, well, there's always next time. Every now and then I'll be doing something like that. So be on the lookout. You could also check me out on Snapchat. I'll typically post them there too. So, anyways, enough ranting for me. Let's get right into it. Starting from the top, we got the New York Rangers versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Both teams coming off of a win. Rangers has Shesterkin at net, and he hasn't lost. He's lost one game. He hasn't lost very many at all, and he's been really good. They're a heavy dog today, paying 240 on your bug. The total's at 6.5. Should probably go under. I'm gonna stay away from this game. I lean Rangers. I really like the Rangers, but I feel like I'm gonna stay away from this game just in case. It's kind of a just in case situation. Carolina's gunning for a playoff spot. They're in the wild card position and like lower tier of the race. So I don't know. It's gonna be close for them. They're gonna need to win games, and this is I get. You could kind of say it's a winnable game, but the Rangers, they're not trash either. Like they're not in playoff contention, but they've been playing really well. And 7-1 record for Shesterkin, yeah, it's saying something. Carolina's actually 7-3 at home in their last 10 games, so that's a pretty important stat right there. So they've been playing really good at home. So if you want to bag the Rangers, be wary of that. Although the Rangers, they're 5-1 in their last six, so they're on a hot streak. Playing well. The unders eight in the last five of seven, and they're also 5-0 on the road in their last few games. So this is kind of why you see what I mean. So, anyways, their trends kind of negate itself. The only thing they got going for them tonight is the goalies, and it's gonna be tough. So I'm gonna stay away from this game. Next, we got the Detroit Red Wings going up against the Islanders. Islanders 32 cents on your buck, not very much at all. 5.5 is the total. 350 on Detroit. That's a lot of money. But let's be real. Yesterday I gave you guys the minus 1.5 for St. Louis. They ended up winning 1-0. I wouldn't be surprised if a 1 point game ended up happening again today. And not necessarily one goal, but could be 3-2 victory or 4-3 victory. For that matter, I don't have a play in this game. I think I kind of feel like it's a trap. I'm gonna stay away from this game. But I lean I lean Detroit, believe it or not. But I'm sure you guys can believe it. I'm often on the underdogs. I don't do it deliberately. It's just that I see angles sometimes. Next, we got the Nashville Predators versus the Chicago Blackhawks. Last time Nashville played was on Tuesday night. They ended up getting blown out by the Hurricanes. Um, Pretty devastating loss for them. Now they're in a bounce back situation against the Blackhawks. Blackhawks at home paying 205 on your dollar. 6.5 is the total. There's a little bit of a fade on the under. Most people on the under, sorry. So there's a little bit of a fade on the over. Um, I don't really like Nashville. I don't like betting on Nashville too tough. Let's see what's going on between them because honestly, like I said, I don't really like betting on Nashville too tough, but it might be an angle here. I honestly like Chicago just off the top of my head. They've been playing okay at home for the most part. Um, they haven't been overly impressive at all, but for the most part, at home is where they're kind of like the LA Kings in that regard. So they mostly get their wins at home. They're 2-5 at the spread in the last 7 games when playing at home against Nashville, and this is just the trends over the last few games they played. They've only won 2 out of those 7 games. Neither of these teams are playing really well, to be honest. So, anyways, I would honestly stay away from this game. I'd stay away from this game. Man, it's too bad. Next we got the Blues versus the Dallas Stars. Blues just played last night. Pretty physical game. That was the single goal game. We had the Blues to cover. They didn't cover for us. Obviously, they only won by one. Um, Stars, Stars been, they've been trying to do what they got to do. I don't really have a play in this game either, because I find it hard to back the Stars. I really do. Um, the Blues, 230 on your buck. Underdogs because they played last night. 5.5 is the total. I guess the under would be the right thing to do, but even that's not paying very much money. There's just not very much value here. I don't see a lot of value in hockey. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit slow. It's just it's my first time seeing the board for the day, and yeah, I don't really see anything too special. Yeah, no, it's not paying enough money. They obviously know the same things we know, that St. Louis is on a back-to-back. Now they're on the road. They're playing against Dallas. Dallas been playing all right. But now 66 cents on your buck. That means some sports book will probably give it to you at 45 cents if you're dealing with like Montreal. There's others that would probably give you as much as 71 cents, but even then, I still don't think that's that much. So no play in that game. We got the Boston Bruins versus the Calgary Flames. Boston, they're pretty favorite here. Also, they just made a trade. They ended up dumping David Backus, and they ended up getting shoot. Who did they get? They made a trade with Anaheim. Anyways, um, you guys could check that out. Right now, we're gonna try to catch, but that trade doesn't really impacts a little bit. It kind of impacts the game a little bit in the sense that the guys that you would expect, and there was draft picks involved anyway, so it was only really David Backes that was involved in the trade, and he wasn't really playing too many minutes, so it doesn't affect Boston's game in this situation. And the trade is not it's official, but it's probably not going to the players are not going to officially be playing. They're not officially going to be playing until maybe until the next game. So Calgary, they're at home playing. I don't know, paying 225 on your buck. I don't know. I don't know, cause like you see the thing about Calgary, they've been they've underwhelmed this season. They were supposed to be that much better, and the season's coming to an end. There's about 20 games left, and Calgary really underwhelmed. Um, they're 31-24-6. They look like they're holding on to. They're trying to battle for that wild card spot. They haven't played very well at all. In the last few games, they seem to have traded wins, but we're talking about 2 seasons. The honest thing to do, like Boston hasn't been overly impressive either. Like, yeah, you could bank on the money line, but money line's paying 68 cents on your buck. Like this hockey board is a little bit fishy today. I'm just like, man, like there's things that you could bet on, but they're not giving enough money, and I'm not just gonna give you guys picks just to give you picks. 5.5 is the total. Maybe I'd go with the under in this spot. Let's check to see who the goalies are tonight, because I don't see it. It's messed up. There's usually a good bit of there's usually a good bit of change to make, and today doesn't seem like one of those days in hockey. Yeah, you got Halak, and he's going to be going up against Cam Talbot. So most people are going to be going towards the 5.5 over. There's a big fade of the under. So if anything, I'd buy the 6.5 and go under that. But no playing that. Even that's not paying very much. No playing that game. Next, we got the Wilds versus the Oilers. I'm not gonna bet on that. If you guys won the road dog, you're not totally crazy. This is Edmonton's third game or fourth game in a week, so it's gonna be tough for them to capitalize. They're favored though. Last time they played, they ended up winning their game. Minnesota, they've been playing all right in their own respects. They're 5-2 at the spread in the last few games, 6-1 on the road at the puck line. And Buckline's paying about 40 cents. The only way I'd give that out is if I was giving it on a parlay. And in the last 7 out of 10 road games, they went over. And the over is not paying too bad. 5.5 is the over. Oilers, they're gonna need to score. because Minnesota they shoot the puck. I like the over in this game at least, man. That's the first play. That's the first play I got on this board. That's the first play I got on this board. Edmonton hasn't been too bad either. Although the game's gone under in the last few games they played, they typically go over when they play Minnesota anyway. So, and Minnesota's a team that takes a lot of shots. I'm not too. I wouldn't be too dependent on the goalies tonight. I think there's going to be a lot of shots between the two teams. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a 10-goal game. Or it could be like it's Stalock and Koskinen. Koskinen is actually rock solid. He plays really well. Um, Depending on if they're gonna defend him or not is gonna gauge if they win this game or not. So in the goalie matchup, I'd give it to Edmonton. I like the over. If anything, Stalock is gonna let in at least 3 goals, and Edmonton always leaves Koskinen out to dry. Like poor guy, he takes shots after shots. But his record is not going to show how good he is, in my opinion. Next, we got the Colorado Avalanche versus the Anaheim Ducks. Should be Colorado all the way. Ducks, man, yeah, they win a 1-2 game here and there, but they're not good. Should be Colorado all the way, despite Colorado being injured. Um, Only paying 60 cents, but I like the minus 1.5. I think they're going to be dominant tonight. They have no other choice but to be. They have to show the other people because they lost their last game. They have to show the teams that they're not. Actually, no. I believe they won their last game. They got Frank Kuzak, not. Yeah, they won their last game, which was against the Islanders. Islanders were supposed to take advantage. They've been trying to show people that they're not no slouch just because they're depleted. They got some injuries, but they're gonna be all right. Yeah, so I got these guys over Anaheim for the night. Next, we're gonna get into the NBA. There's a good bit of NBA games. We're gonna get right into it. Try to keep this short. I'm already taking a lot of time here. Uh, Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Washington Wizards. I don't really have a play in this game. I'm gonna skip it. Next, we got the Dallas Mavericks versus the Orlando Magic. And in this game, the spread opened up at 4.5 for the Mavericks, and it ended up going down to 4.0. Me personally, I would have loved to pick Dallas tonight to cover the spread, but I have a hunch that Orlando not only covers the spread tonight, but they actually win the game. And I have an even bigger hunch that if they do win the game stays under 220 points. Typically, Dallas goes over, but Orlando is a team that goes under, and they're usually at about 209, 215. So the only reason this game would be at 220 is because they're anticipating a high scoring game. I think both teams are going to be a little bit wary from the All Star break. I don't think they're going to be on. If they are on, then if everybody's on tonight, Dallas covers the spread and the game goes over. But I feel the Magic's win tonight. So I'm giving you guys the Magic. It's a ballsy pick, but I think the Magic's win, and I'm giving you the under. Next, you got the Indiana Pacers versus the Knicks. Pacers on the road. They got T.J. Warren, who is a game time decision. He's still injured with his back. 213.0 is the total. I'd love to put the game over, but I'm not sure the Knicks would score enough points to help the Pacers go over that total. And I can't put it under because I'm not sure what Pacers we're gonna get this weekend, today, on this Friday, Freaky Friday. So I'll go with the Pacers to cover the 7.0 and just keep it funky. Next we got the Phoenix Suns versus the Toronto Raptors. Raptors 8.0 favorite. Suns 8.0 favorite. Wow. 229.0 is the total. Wow, 8.0. That's a lot of points. Raptors got to win by a lot of points. Hold on. Is anybody injured or something? What's going on here? Like that's a lot of points. Is it because Phoenix is shit? Like I'm not sure. I don't understand. I'm not understanding this. That's a lot of points. Yeah, no, I don't understand. Anyways, I find that's a lot of points, but it is what it is. Um, 229.0 is the total. I like the over in that game. Next, we got the Boston Celtics versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Uh, Timberwolves underdog 7.5. I like Boston to cover in this game. I think it's really as simple as that. They're in playoff mode. Give me 1 second here. Gotta put my setup. This is oh no. All right. Sorry about that. So got the Boston Celtics. Had to plug in my laptop. It was about to die. So sorry about that. So got the Boston Celtics 7.5 favorite versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves really not that good. They finally came off of that losing streak, horrible losing streak. Now Karl Anthony Towns might be out for the season. It's gonna be interesting to see what goes on there. I like Boston cover that spread 7.5. Seems like easy money to me. Um, Looks like there's still injuries on Boston, but let's be sure. We can't be too sure. Kemba Walker's out, but it hasn't been about him anyways. This, this hasn't been about Kemba Walker. It's been all about Jason Tatum, and he's playing. The defense is playing. Everybody's there. Guys are getting more healthy. Basically, Kemba Walker's the only guy who's out. Good luck to Minnesota. I got the Boston Celtics to cover that spread. 226.5 is a little bit low. I think it goes over. The defense been there, but the pace is also there. So Boston, they could score buckets, and I'm not sure that they're gonna stop Minnesota from scoring. They'll do it like late night or late in the game, but I'm not sure that they're gonna stop them. Uh, next we got Denver versus OKC. OKC's favorite 1.5, 216.5 the total. I like the under in this game more than anything else. Uh, OKC is a good team, but 1.5 is a spread that they've been at a lot. They do win close games, but I don't like I don't like that number at all. Next we got the Spurs versus Utah. Utah should cover the spread, but I think the Spurs are going to try to make a playoff push. Give me the Spurs plus 7.0. 223.5 is the total. I can't put the under. Spurs are over team. Utah tries to play defense, but they could score buckets too. So you're gonna have to stay away from the total in this game. But I like the Spurs to cover the spread tonight. Maybe they lose the game, but I think they're going to try to battle. I really feel like Popovich is going to try to preserve his 25-year coaching, his 25-year playoff streak. Um, there's no other there's no other organization who has that. I think he's going to try to preserve that. So give me the Spurs to cover tonight. Next we got the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Lakers. Memphis Memphis just played yesterday. Now they're playing the Lakers. I'm sure they're gonna wake up for this game. I'm sure the Lakers are not ready, but I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. We're gonna go with the Lakers 10.5. 234.0 is the total. We're gonna go under, and I'm gonna put my trust in the Lakers to not only do what they have to do, but do it the way they're supposed to do it. You know what I mean? If you follow what I'm saying. Because the Lakers, they haven't been covering spreads. The right thing to do would be to bet on the Grizzlies. But the Grizzlies are on a back-to-back. I understand it's been an All-Star break. They had a week off, and this shouldn't affect them. But trust me, their bodies. Some of these guys on this team right now, their bodies are racked up right now, especially after that loss. They're vexed. Um, but I'm sure they woke up for this game. But this is the Lakers' first game since the All-Star break, and I feel like they're gonna bring the fire. So give me the Lakers and the under on the 234.0. Next, we got the Pelicans versus the Trailblazers. Last time these two teams seen each other, Portland was like me. I like to bet in place. Portland was up 20 points in that game, blew the lead and lost by 20. Um, I didn't in play that game. I was busy that day and I had things to do. If I was available for that game, I would have won 3 times. No lie. You know what I mean? And you could do that. You could win 3 times in a game. You could win 5 times in a game, But you had the potential to bet on Portland before the game started. Get an automatic cash out depending on which sports book you're dealing with. I deal with online sports books who do give automatic cash out. So you bet on Portland before the game started, you get an automatic cash out. You use that automatic cash out and bet on the Pelicans because you didn't think Portland were gonna win to begin with. You understand? Now the Pelicans go up 25. Maybe you give them a shot. You sprinkle a little bit of money on Portland. You cash out your bread. and then you sprinkle a little money on Portland. After you sprinkle a little money on Portland, you cash out when they try or attempt to make that comeback, which it never happened. But in the event that it did happen, you get a little bit of a comeback, which makes your third win. So technically, you get two wins, maybe a little change on the second. But either way, you get a chance. You get three, four opportunities to make money in the same game, which is ridiculous. Um, I think Portland gets a revenge spot today. I think if they do get a 25-point lead, they're going to try to step on their neck. And for that reason, I don't have a play in this game. So that's pretty much it for me. Anyways, I think I took enough of all of your time. I'm just gonna break down this, give you guys the rundown. Before I do that, I'd love you guys to go ahead and smash that like button, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and come check me out again. So anyway, starting from the top in the NHL, we got the over 5.5 in the Minnesota versus Edmonton game. Got the Colorado Avalanche minus 1.5 to cover against the Anaheim Ducks. Got the Orlando Magic's money line. Got the under 220.5 in the Dallas versus Magic game. Got the Pacers to cover the 7.0 versus the Knicks. Got the over 229.0 in the Phoenix versus Raptors game. Got the Boston Celtics minus 7 point. At the time it was 7.0, but 7.5 to cover the 7.5 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. No Kemba Walker. Got the under 216.5 in the Denver versus OKC. Got the Spurs plus 7.0 versus the Utah Jazz. Got the Lakers minus 10.0 and the under 230. They just changed the 234 to 233.0 in the Lakers versus Grizzly games. So that's 11 plays. Um, you could, feel free to fade or follow. It's Friday, freakier things have happened. But again, I've taken enough of your time. That's pretty much it for me. I'll tell you, like I tell you all the time, don't bet what you can't afford to lose. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So, on that note, be safe, be good, and I'll see you again on Monday. Peace out.